Jack, 5 days ago, if I said you were going to be a part of the Australian Test squad, what would you have said to me?
Yeah, probably would have laughed at you, but yeah, I'm very excited to get the call up, and yeah, hopefully Boxing Day I can get a chance.
Mate, you've got a particularly good record here at the MCG. That must have been a huge part of the selectors' decision.
Yeah, I think so. MCG is a great place to play. There's always a little bit in the wicket for the fast bowlers. Yeah, and I definitely do enjoy playing here. So.
When did you get an inkling that this might have been a possibility?
I've been in communication with the selectors for the last sort of couple of Test matches, and unfortunately, when Ben went down, I thought that it might be a chance, and yeah, I suppose luckily enough, I got the call. So.
Mate, you're lucky to get your test debut anywhere, let alone Boxing Day at the MCG. It must be. How are you sleeping?
Yeah, I didn't have a very good sleep last night. The phone was ringing non-stop, but yeah, it'd be a pretty amazing sort of dream to debut at Boxing Day at the MCG. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it if I get the chance.
Jason, do you consider yourself a bit of a like-for-like replacement for Ben, given that you're taken away from the right-handers and is that the secret to your success a little bit?
Yeah, I suppose so. Ben's more of a swing bowler, where I tend to hit the wicket a little bit more, but. Yeah, it depends, I suppose, what the selectors want to do in terms of playing two left armers or one left armers. So I guess it'll be the best 12 or best 11 players on the day, and yeah, if I get that chance, hopefully I can repay the faith that the selectors have shown in me. So.
You've made a pretty meteoric sort of rise and had a really big impact since you started at first class level. What do you put that down to?
I think I haven't really changed much what I've done in terms of bowling and my action and stuff like that. I think it's just being able to focus on my cricket 100% of the time. I think the no distractions down in Hobart, and don't have to worry about, I guess, working and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, definitely being able to get as fit and strong as I possibly can has definitely helped as well. So.
Can you tell us a bit about your decision to move from New South Wales to Tassie, why you did it and how it's worked out for you?
Well, I guess I moved down there in the first place just for an opportunity. I always thought I was good enough to play first-class cricket, but in New South Wales there's a lot of good fast bowlers going around, like Pat Cummins and Trent Copeland and stuff, were sort of making their debuts for New South Wales and Australia. So by the time I was 24 by that time, and once Tassie sort of offered me a contract, I thought it might be my last chance to play first-class cricket. So yeah, I jumped at the opportunity when I got it. So
I guess it's an obvious question in the current circumstances. How do you go fitness-wise?
Yeah. I'm a lot fitter than what I was a few years ago when I was playing grade cricket. But I had a pretty good off-season up at the Centre of Excellence. And Jade Roberts, the fitness guy up there, worked me pretty hard. So yeah, I'm definitely the fittest I've ever been, and yeah, I'm definitely fit enough to play Test cricket. So.
Do you have any theories on the, the fitness woes that are sort of falling up on our fast bowlers at the moment?
Well, it's sort of a hard one, I guess. There's so much cricket that's being played at the moment. There's always going to be injuries. I suppose Cricket Australia's had a pretty bad run in the last sort of couple of months with blokes going down, but I suppose that's what professional sport's all about, I guess. So those guys will definitely come back and they'll be stronger for it, I think. So.
If you do get the nod, there's been a bit of controversy about ball tampering over the last few days. Is that something you would have to be conscious of if you take the field?
Oh, look, I haven't really seen much from that last Test match in terms of ball tampering or anything like that. But yeah, it's not part of my game or anything like that. So I won't be. It'll probably be the last thing that comes into my mind. So.
Have you got a mentor that you sort of deal with on the Australian team?
I wouldn't say I've got any real mentors. I think the person I've worked with most is probably Alistair de Winter. He was our bowling coach at Tassie in my first year. So, I've definitely done a fair bit of work with him, and yeah, he's done great things for my game. So.
Are you close to any of the players?
Yeah, I'm very close with Ed Cowan. And I'm good mates with Ben Hilfer now. So I played a lot of juniors with a couple of the guys. So it'd be good to catch up with all those guys on Saturday. So
what advice have they given you ahead of possibly making your debut?
To be honest, I haven't really spoken to many of them yet. So I think they were sort of enjoying a good win that they got down in Hobart last night. So yeah, I'm sure I'll speak to them all in the next couple of days.
Jackson, a couple of months ago, you said you had a few things to improve on your bowling, and perhaps you weren't that happy with your start to the season. You got the big bag against WA, and things have kicked on. Obviously, you picked here. What's changed in the last couple of months?
I don't think much changed. I suppose I've probably been a bit more patient in how I go about things. I think sort of my game works on being patient and just trying to bowl the same ball every time, challenging the defence. And I think I sort of strayed away from that, trying to get wickets. And when I realised that and went back to my old game plan, it sort of it helped me get through that. So it was good. Yeah.
When you were you weren't picked for Australia A earlier in the summer. Was it conveyed to you then that they wanted to sort of keep you up their sleeve, I guess, in case this injury crisis eventuated?
Yeah, well, I had pretty good communications with John Inverarity during that sort of period when that got selected, so I wasn't too disappointed when I missed out. Like, I thought it might have been, a good thing that they were, saving me for the Test match, which is good. So, yeah, it's good to get the call up later in the summer. So.
And do you have any experience bowling to any of the Sri Lankan batsmen through, I don't know?
I actually played against them in a club game for Bankstown a couple of years ago, but yeah, that was a long time ago. So.
What was the game?
Oh, it was just a practice match. So other than that, I haven't had much experience. So.
We've seen a couple of his Stars teammates just recently getting an opportunity as well. Bob Quiney admitting that perhaps the occasion got the better of him. What are you going to do to try and keep the nerves down? Would you chat to Bobby maybe in the coming days or two?
I'll have a chat to a few of the guys. I'm a pretty laid-back sort of person, so I think it's just, for me, it's probably just going to be trying to keep it as simple as I possibly can. I think people get into trouble when they try and complicate things, and yeah, I've just got to do what I've been doing for the last sort of 18 months, and hopefully that's good enough to get me a few wickets in a Test match.
I know your teammates, but you won't be intimidated at all by some of the stars of the Australian side. It's obviously important to focus on performing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I suppose the boys will be very welcoming when I get into the squad, and yeah, I'll just try and focus on my cricket 100% while I get there. So.
Can you see yourself performance? What have you got that Mitchell Johnson perhaps hasn't got?
Well, I certainly don't bowl as fast as Mitchell Johnson does, but yeah, Mitch is a great bowler, and I suppose whoever gets the nod between me and him, will hopefully do a good job. So.
You've taken 80 wickets in 14 Shield games, Jackson, an average of 17. It's pretty astounding. Do you feel that this is a deserved selection?
Yeah, I guess so. I suppose it's been a pretty interesting 18 months in terms of cricket, so yeah, I suppose it's a good reward for me, and I suppose my family as well that have sacrificed a lot. And sacrificed a lot over the last sort of 5 years. So yeah, it's definitely a nice feeling to get rewarded for it. So.
What were you planning to do on Christmas Day and Boxing Day originally?
I was actually staying in Melbourne because we had to fly to Adelaide on Boxing Day, so it was going to be, I suppose, a pretty lonely Christmas down there. I didn't really have any family coming down, so I suppose this gives me something to do on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So.
The family will all be around. They'll all be here for you.
Yeah, definitely. Mum's flying down. My dad's lives overseas, but he got into town yesterday, so it was a good surprise for him to tell him what's happened. So yeah, it'd be good to have the family down there.
Do you mind me asking what your old man does and where he was?
Well, he works on movies, so he was in Romania and Bucharest, which is a little bit weird, but yeah, that's where most of them get made these days. So yeah.
Was the decision to play for the Stars about bowling at the G, or was that part of the appeal?
Well, not really. I wouldn't have thought. Last year I didn't get offered a contract from the Hurricanes, where I played 4-day cricket with Tassie. So the Stars sort of came last minute. I was lucky to get a few wickets here at the MCG and got a contract after that. And I really enjoyed myself last year. It's a good bunch of guys, and it's good to see how other, I suppose, professional cricketers go about, how they prepare and all that sort of stuff. So it's good to get out of Hobart for 6 weeks as well, just to freshen up a bit. So.
Sorry. You mentioned your family sacrifice, and you touched upon the fact that you didn't get a contract with the Hurricanes last year. I guess in some respects this is a bit of a tale of persistence.
Yeah, I guess so. No bitterness towards the Hurricanes not getting a contract down there. I suppose it's worked out well that I've come up to the Stars. I'm really enjoying myself here, and it's a good bunch of guys. And yeah, hopefully this year the Stars can, go one better than last year. So.
What do you like about bowling at the G and the conditions here? What's the secret to getting wickets?
I suppose, first of all, I think it's just, it's an amazing place. In terms of how many people can, I suppose, fit in here and stuff like that, and there's a lot of history behind it. And then the wicket's generally pretty good. The wickets we played on here in Shield cricket, generally, if you put the ball in the right areas enough and you hit the wicket and present the seam, you'll get enough out of it. So I think, yeah, it's a good contest between bat and ball. So I've really enjoyed it the last couple of times I played here. So.